I think one of the biggest challenges when it comes to team formation is that there's a tendency of coaches or whoever's in charge of putting the teams together to stereotype people into roles on the team based on gender or ethnic characteristics. Gender and or racial stereotypes, they can have both a positive and a negative effect on sport. Positive in a way that it can help some people get a leg up in a position they might not otherwise get, but then it can also hurt because people might not get looked at for a certain position just because of characteristics they have on the outside without actually looking at their skill level. One thing I want individuals to be aware of, just in any exercise science field regarding gender and race in sport, is that there are still a lot of stereotypes. There are still a lot of inequities that perpetuate sport. An example, gender-wise, since the installation of Title IX in the 70s, there have actually been less women in head coach and administrative roles in sport. So it's actually had kind of a reverse effect on that. It's had a positive impact on getting women involved in sport and allowing more sport opportunities to be available, but it's also kind of shifted the administrative and the head coach roles with gender. But I just want you guys to be aware that we still have a lot of things going on that we need to draw attention to. There are a lot of people that get stereotyped into certain roles on teams based on their race and not on their skill level. So again, you need to be aware of that and take that into consideration depending on what your position is when you're involved with sport. With sociology in sport, it's not just about the athletes and the coaches involved. It's about how sport affects everyone in our country. And as you guys know, sport is very important to the culture in the United States. Sport has a huge fan base. There are people that have never actually participated in sport that identify with sports teams. And there's a lot of emotion attached to that. There are a lot of financial things attached to it, and there are also our education system is tied to sport here in the United States. But an example, the way athletes react on a field, if there is a lot of turmoil and animosity and like infighting or fighting on the field, fans have a tendency to grasp onto those emotions, and you can have a fight break out in the stands. So it's all interrelated. You have to look at every person on an individual basis. There is a genetic component to sport skill. And so you might have a larger population of a certain group that fits better into a certain category. For example, a group that has a genetically larger number of fast twitch muscle fibers will be better physically geared toward power speed sports, whereas some people that are genetically more built with slow twitch muscle fibers are better for long distance endurance sports. So there is a genetic component, but not everyone you can't put people into those categories just based on race alone, because everybody has a different genetic makeup regardless of their race. So you, again, need to look at people on an individual basis and put them in activities and positions based on where their skills are best suited.